Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to be your guide today as we tackle something you'll actually use all the time, the real-world applications of ratios and percentages. Seriously, we aren't just crunching random numbers today. We're cracking the code on discounts, taxes, and scaling. So get your digital notebooks ready, zero in, and let's change how you look at every price tag out there.
Right, let's just dive right in. Look at this incredibly detailed architectural drawing. Whether you're an architect shrinking a massive 50-meter bridge to fit neatly onto a blueprint, or you're just a shopper trying to calculate exactly how much cash you're saving during a huge holiday sale, well, you're using the exact same math. Ratios and percentages literally build the world around us. It's like a giant puzzle.
So here is our game plan for today. 1. Solving for big discounts. 2. Finding the original price. 3. Taxes, tips, and increases. And 4. Your turn with a practice challenge.
Section 1. Solving for big discounts. Let's get to work on setting up the ground rules for calculating sales.
Okay, whenever an item's price drops by a certain percentage, let's call that D%, we have two distinct steps to follow. First up, finding the discount value. We do this by taking the original price and multiplying it by D over 100. Now, why divide by 100? Well, because the word percent literally means per 100. Once we've got that value isolated, step 2 is easy. We calculate the new price by just subtracting that discount value from the original price.
Let's put this into practice with a real scenario right from your sheet. A woman bought a laptop from an electronics store. The list price of the laptop is $25,000 LE, and there's a discount rate of 15% on the listed price. What is its selling price after the discount? Now pay close attention to this one because this is a common exam question. It tests if you remember to do both parts of the equation.
Watch how we map this out step by step. Step 1, we need to find that raw discount value. We take the original $25,000 and multiply it by our fraction, 15 over 100. Work that out, and we get $3,750 LE. But wait, we are not done. That's just the money we saved. Step 2 requires us to actually subtract those savings from the original price. So let's write out $25,000 minus $3,750.
And boom! Right there is our final answer, neatly circled. $21,250 LE. That is the final selling price of the laptop. Great job following along with that. Honestly, if you successfully isolated that discount value before subtracting, you've already got the fundamentals down.
Moving right along to Section 2, finding the original price. Okay, we're going to play math detective and work completely backward. Think about this for a second. If you only know the final discounted price and the discount percentage that got you there, how do you reverse the math? Just pause and mentally anticipate what our next formula is going to look like.
All right, here is the golden rule. And please listen closely because many students make a mistake in this step. The discounted price you paid does not represent 100% of the value. It actually represents 100% minus the discount percentage. Make sense? If you get 30% off, you are paying 70% of the item's worth. So, to find the original price, we take the price after the discount, multiply it by 100, and divide it by that new percentage after discount.
Let's look at Yusuf's situation. He received a 30% discount rate on a motorcycle from a dealership. If its price after the discount was $42,000 LE, what was the original price of the motorcycle? Don't worry, this is a tricky setup, but I'll guide you through it. Let's rely on that logic we just talked about.
Actually, let's see a quick trick to make this incredibly simple. First, let's find our working percentage. 100% minus that 30% discount leaves us with 70%. That means $42,000 LE is exactly 70% of the total price. So we set up our fraction, 42,000 multiplied by 100, all divided by 70. When you set the fraction up neatly like this on your paper, the cross multiplication becomes an absolute breeze.
And there we go. Our original price was $60,000 LE. Now here's a pro tip. Always do a quick logic check. Our starting price of $60,000 LE is higher than our discounted price of $42,000 LE. That makes perfect sense, right? If your original price ever comes out lower than the sale price, you instantly know you need to go back and check your fraction.
All right, let's slide into Section 3, taxes, tips, and increases.
So we've spent a lot of time on price drops, but what about when prices go up? The mechanics are super similar, but with one absolutely critical change. When an item increases due to a tax or service charge, let's just call that T%, we still find the base value by multiplying the original price by T over 100. But for our final step,
Finding the price after the increase, we are adding that increase value back to the original price, not subtracting it.
This brilliantly illustrates everyday math. In a cafe, Layla ordered breakfast, and the price of the meal was 280 LE, with an additional 12% as a service charge on the meal price. What is the value of the service charge? And how much does Layla pay? Seriously, this math is incredibly useful for real life, so you don't end up overpaying or undertipping. Let's work it out together. Step 1, take that 280 LE meal and multiply it by 12 over 100. That gives us a service charge of 33.6 LE. Now be careful here. It's so tempting to just find that tip and stop. But remember, we must perform step 2. We have to add that 33.6 LE service charge back onto the original 280 LE bill to find her actual total.
Add them together and we see Lila pays a grand total of 313.6 LE. And just like that, we've conquered discounts, original price reversals, and price increases. That officially wraps up the direct instruction phase of our explainer.
Section 4. Your turn. Practice challenge. Let's see what you've got.
I'm going to read this classwork question aloud, and then I want you to literally pause this explainer, grab some paper, and map it out exactly like we just did. Ready? If the price of a tablet is 300 LE and a 15% discount is applied, what is the new selling price? Go ahead, pause right now, and try calculating that step.
Okay, let's look at the multiple choice options you had. Option A, 255. Option B, 260. Option C, 285, or Option D, 245. Let's trust the steps we just learned. 300 multiplied by 15 over 100 gives a 45 LE discount. Then 300 minus 45 gives us Option A, 255 LE. If you got that right, you are doing incredible work.
Before we wrap up, I'm leaving you with a homework challenge straight from your worksheet. A bicycle has a standard price of 450 LE. The store manager decides to reduce the price by a rate of 12%. What is the bicycle's price after the reduction? Jot this down and solve it on your own time using the exact same framework we built today.
Finally, I want to leave you with this thought. As you tackle these math problems, and honestly just navigate the real world, will you always be able to spot the difference between finding a percentage of an original price versus working backward from a final price? Challenge yourself to bring this sharp analytical eye to your next exam, your next shopping trip, and beyond. Thanks so much for learning with me today. Keep practicing those steps, and I will see you in the next explainer.